Virg, how did you get the angle down?
Oh, so it's basically like this. Um, First of all, you need to find the angle of this specific part. Here,
Guys, sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to show you guys this video of my brother.
Baby, little baby,
Oh, Trace, has your brother started doing the thing where he thinks that everything is alive and they have jobs?
Actually, yeah, he has. He thinks that fire trucks are asleep when they're not on, or that police cars have a job to do when they're busy catching bad guys.
Wait, that sounds familiar. That's Piaget's theory of animism, right?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, you guys, we should look it up online. Let's go. Segment where I smoke cocaine while he was doing psychology. That's what I call a crackpot theory, am I right? Man, Piaget's theory was so interesting.
Nah, it was okay.
Nah, you guys are crazy. It was far out there.
According to Piaget's 4 stages of animism, up to ages 4 or 5 years old, the child believes that almost everything is alive and has a purpose or a job to do.
Yo, that makes so much sense. No wonder my cousin keeps talking about Mr. Fire Truck or Mr. Police Car. Why can't it be Mrs. Police Car, you know? Feminism. Whoa.
During the second stage, which is 5 to 7 years old, only objects that move have a purpose.
Do you guys have any cousins who are 5 to 7 years old?
Nah, I don't have one.
Also,
I
you guys...
used to be. I used to have one.
What happened?
It's feeling hot in here.
Yeah, it's like a goddamn oven. Let's get out of here.
It's like 1,000 degrees.
There.
So, in the next stage, or the third stage, which is 7 to 9 years old, only objects that move spontaneously are thought to be alive.
So, if they don't move by themselves, that means that they're dead.
Essentially, that's what they think.
Huh. Interesting.
And to think it's only just the third stage.
Oh, hold on. I have to take this call, guys. Hello?
What was that again?
Bert, you won't get this. But in the last stage, which is 9 to 12 years old, the child understands that only plants and animals are alive.
Say what now?
Only plants and animals are alive. Where did you get that plant?
It's...
Wait, never mind. Whoa, what the hell happened to him? Yo, bro, what happened? Whoa, bro, slow down. Oh, I know what will make you feel better. What? No! Come on.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
Animism in psychology is the belief that objects that are inanimate have feelings, thoughts, and have the mental characteristics and qualities of living things. Children frequently believe that their toys have feelings and oftentimes are alive. Animism, as defined by Piaget, meant that for the pre-operational child, The world of nature is alive, conscious, and has a purpose. In Piaget's definition of animism, he has identified 4 stages. The first stage lasts from 4 to 5 years, the second from 5 to 7, the third 7 to 9, and in the final, which lasts from 9 to 12 years old. In the first stage of animism, from 5 to 7 years old, the child believes that almost everything is alive and has its own purpose. In the second stage, from 5 to 7 years, only objects that move by themselves have a purpose to the young child. In the third stage, which ranges from 7 to 9 years old, to the child only objects that move spontaneously are thought to be alive. And in the last stage, which ranges from 9 to 12 years old, the child understands that only plants and animals are thought to be alive, among other things.
Cognition refers to thinking and memory processes, and cognitive development refers to long-term changes in these processes. One of the most widely known perspectives about cognitive development is the cognitive stage theory of a Swiss psychologist named Jean Piaget. Piaget created and studied an account of how children and youth gradually become able to think logically and scientifically. Because of his theory, it is especially popular among educators, and in this video, we chose to focus on it.
Hello there. My name is Rafaela Isabel Shera. I am from grade 1. I am grade 1 Rose. Welcome to my dance. What is it? Cognitive development. Stay tuned. Did you know my brain is growing?
Swiss biologist and psychologist Jean Piaget observed his children and their process of making sense of the world around them and eventually developed a 4-stage model of how the mind processes new information encountered. Before Piaget's work, the common assumption in psychology was that children are merely less competent thinkers than adults. He showed, however, that young children think in strikingly different ways compared to adults. The first stage is called the sensory motor stage, and this applies to infants up to 2 years old. The infant builds an understanding of himself or herself and reality and how things work through interactions with the environment. He or she is able to differentiate between himself and other objects. Learning takes place via assimilation, the organization of information and absorbing it into existing schema, and accommodation, when an object cannot be assimilated and the schemata have to be modified to include the subject. The infant here basically explores his or her senses and reflexes. Examples are smelling, touching, or attempting to taste anything in sight. The pre-operational stage is the second stage in Piaget's theory of cognitive development. This stage begins at around age 2 as children start to talk and lasts until approximately age 7. During this stage, children begin to engage in symbolic play and learn to manipulate symbols. However, he noted that they do not yet understand concrete logic. Role-playing also becomes important. Children often play the roles of mommy, daddy, doctor, and many other characters. During the pre-operational stage, children also become increasingly adept at using symbols, as evidenced by the increase in playing and pretending. For example, a child is able to use an object to represent something else, such as pretending a broom is a horse or a doll is a person. He also noted that children in this stage do not yet understand logic, cannot mentally manipulate information, and are unable to take the point of view of other people, which he termed egocentrism. The third stage is called concrete operational stage. This stage lasts around 7 to 11 years of age and is characterized by the development of organized and rational thinking. He considered the concrete stage a major turning point in the child's cognitive development because it marks the beginning of logical or operational thought. The child is now mature enough to use logical thought or operations but can only apply logic to physical objects, hence concrete operational. Children gain the abilities of conversation, number, area, volume, and the like. The last and the fourth is the formal operational stage, which begins at approximately age 12 and lasts into adulthood. As adolescents enter the stage, they gain the ability to think in an abstract manner by manipulating ideas in their head without any dependence on concrete manipulation. Teens here can do mathematical calculations, think creatively, use abstract reasoning, and imagine the outcome of particular actions.